Hey guys, I spent the first couple minutes of this video thanking you all for the amount of support I've received on the channel the last couple months, and also making some funny jokes throughout the intro. However, it's kind of led to this intro being a little bit longer than I wanted. So if you just want to skip the intro, go ahead to the timestamp on the screen, but if you want to see those jokes and watch my commentary, you can watch the whole video. I would appreciate that. Anyways, here we go. It's been a while since I've made some consistent content on my YouTube, and I think it's about time we get back into it. I mean, I'm trying to get back into YouTube, even though I'm spending pretty much every day of my life doing my little job and operating my little roller coasters at Hersheypark. And today's video is the first time I've kind of had a one-on-one chat with the camera since my ride operator video, the video where I announced starting my job as a ride operator. And in that short time period, my channel has exploded in views and subscribers, and I almost feel bad because I haven't had the time to make a video thanking you all for such. So here's my official thank you. Thank you. We've gone from like 200 subscribers to 800 subscribers. That's amazing. I really appreciate it. But at the same time, I'm a little self-conscious because I feel like I'm not taking advantage of my channel's growth because I'm not making content. Anyways, I got a little distracted. I should probably get into the point of today's video, which is the 5 roller coasters I want to see at Hershey. Also, I feel like I should include a disclaimer here, because obviously I work at Hershey, but that does not mean I know what 5 roller coasters are going to be coming to Hersheypark next, what 5 roller coasters they're going to be building at the amusement park next. That's silly. Like, when it comes to the ladder of knowledge / power at Hersheypark, this is pretty much what it looks like. You got Milton Hershey at the top, the CEOs right below him, then you got my managers, my supervisor. Right below them, you got those Reddit / Twitter detectives who somehow know everything and anything about the park. They're even able to find out things about Hersheypark before they're announced, which is incredible because me, the person below them, a ride operator, does not have that power. I have the least knowledge / power, which is why I'm at the bottom of this list, because I have no power. I have 0 power here. To give you an even greater example about just how little I know when it comes to the inner workings of Hersheypark, I found out when Jolly Rancher Remix was opening the same day as everyone else on Twitter. When Hersheypark tweeted this out, that's when I found out Jolly Rancher Remix is opening. And that's a ride I know how to operate. Like, I can run this roller coaster, and they didn't even tell me when it was opening. So if you think they're gonna tell me what the next 5 roller coasters are, you're out of your mind. Alright, there's nothing up in this brain other than, well, I guess the little rattlesnake that lives up there and tells me secrets in the middle of the night. But that's besides the point. And one more thing before I get into the list, apologies. This video is not gonna have any rumors or speculation in it. Instead, it's just gonna be the 5 coasters I want to see at Hersheypark. That's it. I find rumors and speculation to be a very annoying occurrence in coaster enthusiast videos. Not only an occurrence, but very often reoccurrence. For example, you'll see some coaster enthusiasts upload like 10-minute long videos titled RMC Wildcat confirmed! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. And then there's no evidence in the entire video to confirm RMC Wildcat, so the video was pointless. Or you'll see them upload another 10-minute video called RMC Wildcat will be announced on this date! Exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point. And once again, there's no evidence to show you where on the calendar RMC Wildcat's going to be announced. They're just insanely stupid videos, in my opinion, and I personally see them as filler uploads for when coaster enthusiasts have nothing else to post to their channel. And they're also just low quality videos. And I think that's why it annoys me so much, because it lowers the overall quality of coaster enthusiast content. Just watching so many coaster enthusiasts make videos that have no substantial evidence and are purely a wet dream of a thought is insane to me. Sorry, I ended up getting a little too heated there. I'm just trying to say that this video is going to have no rumors or speculation in it. It's just the 5 roller coasters I want to see at Hershey. The 5 roller coasters that I think would be really cool to have at Hersheypark, especially as someone who works there and visits Hershey all the time. Anyways, apologies again for getting so toxic. How did this get on my head? Anyways, this intro is long enough. No more disclaimers. Let's get into coaster number 1 on this list. Alright, so the first coaster I would love to see added to Hershey's lineup is an RMC hybrid conversion of Wildcat.
Oh, bro.
Alright, I know, I'm sorry. My bad, guys. Listen, I know I just went on a whole rant in the intro about how this video is not going to contain any rumors or speculation. And I'm not doing that, alright? I'm not including RMC Wildcat on this list because of rumors or speculation. I'm just including it on the list because I'd really like to see an RMC Wildcat, please. Like, if anything, I'm kind of annoyed with how many people have speculated about it and how many people have thrown rumors about it online, because I feel like I'm not going to be as excited for an RMC Wildcat if it gets announced online. Again, rumors and speculation aside, I just think that would be really cool to have at my home park. Like, an RMC hybrid is currently my favorite coaster model. It's the best type of coaster I've ever ridden. They're my favorite coaster manufacturer, and therefore, how could I not want Rocky Mountain Construction to do their work, to have their little magic touch twinkle down on Wildcat, a coaster that definitely has seen better days. And I can't help it when people are making such amazing RMC Wildcat builds within Planet Coaster and No Limits 2. For example, I'll throw a couple of them up on the screen here with credits on screen and in the description, meaning if you want to watch these videos yourself, the link will be in the description. But I mean, look at this. This is such a cool concept for an RMC Wildcat. Obviously, it's just a concept. Someone just built this as like a fan creation. This is not a rumor or speculation. Dear God, it's too late. Some coaster YouTubers already taken this footage and is smacking it on their video, saying, "Oh, this is the RMC Wildcat layout. Confirmed, confirmed." My bad, guys. I've ruined it. But I mean, look at this. Look at this concept layout for RMC Wildcat. It's really cool. And I can't help but like dream of the day my home park and the park that I work at, the park that I'm employed at, gets an RMC hybrid. So that's why RMC is number 1. Not because of the dumb rumors, but because it's just what I want. It's just what I need in my life. The second coaster I want to see Hersheypark add is actually a B&M model. However, it's not the one that I see a lot of people talk about online. Anyways, I just went on a very long rant telling you about the coasters I don't want to see at Hershey, which is the exact opposite of what this video is supposed to be about. So, the coaster model I do want to see at Hershey is the B&M Flying Coaster. I'm aware that coaster's a little outdated. Not many parks are adding flying coasters to their roster anymore, but Hershey doesn't have a flying coaster. And furthermore, the entire state of Pennsylvania doesn't have a flying coaster. I mean, if you want to experience a flying coaster, you're gonna have to drive all the way over to Jersey or all the way down to DC, because the only amusement parks that have them, at least in the area, are Six Flags parks. I think adding a flying coaster could really diversify Hersheypark's coaster lineup, and they just look really cool, as this footage I've been showing you on screen proves. Moving on to the third coaster I want to see added to Hersheypark's lineup, it is Lightning Racer, but with GCI Titan track. I think it would be really, really cool to have 2 RMC hybrid conversions in one park, but I also am well aware that is kind of a pipe dream. And while this video is me basically living out my dream, and it's basically me telling you what my dream coasters at Hershey are, I'm also trying to be a little bit realistic, and I think it would be kind of cool to see GCI Titan track at Hersheypark. And what better coaster to use GCI's Titan track than Lightning Racer? Because I don't think Lightning Racer needs to be completely torn down and rebuilt like our previously mentioned number 1 spot. But I do think Lightning Racer needs a little bit of help. I mean, I've been on it a ton this year. It's actually probably the ride I've been on maybe the most at Hershey this year, which is kind of sad to say. Lightning Racer is a ton of fun. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I love the dueling aspect of it, and I've had some of my best memories just dueling my girlfriend or my sisters on Lightning Racer and seeing who wins at the end of that ride. But it also has pretty much nothing else going for it. The airtime hills give you no airtime. The turns and helixes give you little to no laterals. And it's also getting pretty rough. I mean, my rides this year in particular have beaten me up, which I don't appreciate. I mean, I'm a fragile boy. And I think all 3 of those problems can be fixed with GCI's Titan Track. We're already seeing GCI's Titan Track be used at Zambezi Zinger, which looks really cool. And while the Titan Track's only used in specific portions of the coaster, it's not a full hybrid. It's still mostly wood, but there's a little bit of hybrid track sprinkled throughout. I think even that is enough to make Lightning Racer better. You don't need to make the entire track steel. It can stay a predominantly wooden coaster. You just need to add some steel track to make it better. Now, would I be upset if GCI came in and made the entire coaster a hybrid coaster? Maybe added some inversions in there? Of course not. But I'm just throwing out my ideas of what I think could make Lightning Racer better because I want Lightning Racer to be better. The number 4 coaster I want to see at Hershey is another B&M model. This time, it's the B&M Surf model. The B&M Surf coaster is something we know very little about, but I still would love to see one at Hershey because I think it has a lot of potential. I'm going to throw some footage up on the screen of the B&M Surf coaster that's being added to Orlando, SeaWorld Orlando specifically, because I think it's got a lot of potential. I mean, just this B&M Surf coaster, the first B&M Surf coaster, looks really good. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. You might make the point we don't need a B&M Surf coaster because Hershey already has a launch coaster, Stormrunner. But Stormrunner focuses on one very fast launch that gets you through the entire course in like 30 seconds, and it's just super intense. It's a short, intense ride. The B&M Surf coaster, on the other hand, is a much less intense and slower paced coaster, which on paper sounds bad, but I think it could be really cool, especially considering it could have multiple launches, which would differentiate it from Stormrunner. Furthermore, Hershey's B&M Surf coaster could have a multi-pass launch, similar to something like Pantheon at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. There's so much potential with the surf coaster that it just kind of gets me all giddy inside. Again, I realize there is some worry to be had with a new coaster model because you don't know how good it can be. It hasn't proven itself yet. A surf coaster hasn't even been built yet, so we don't even know if it's good. But call me an optimist, call me blissfully ignorant. I'm ready to go all in, push all my chips out onto the table because I think the surf coaster could be a really good model and a good addition to Hersheypark. Finally, the last coaster on this list, number 5, is the RMC Raptor or the RMC T-Rex model. Regardless, I would just love to see Hershey get an RMC single rail coaster. The Raptor is great, don't get me wrong, I actually just recently rode my first ever RMC Raptor at Six Flags Great Adventure, but it's not without its issues because, the capacity, not amazing, and there's just something kind of boring about sitting in single rider formation. I went on the ride with my girlfriend, and because you can only sit in rows of 1, throughout the ride I could just kind of hear her laughing or screaming, but I couldn't see her, which felt disappointing. I don't know, for me, it's equally as fun to watch, my girlfriend, for example, enjoy the ride as it is for me to enjoy the ride. And instead, I couldn't see her enjoying the ride. I just kind of had to wait until we got off to talk to her about it. For lack of a better term, it felt lonely riding an RMC Raptor. So not only would the RMC T-Rex model fix that because you are sitting in rows of 2, but it's also just the better, bigger, faster, stronger. It's just a more well-rounded coaster model, and you can do more with it. I would love to see Hershey get a Giga coaster, and the T-Rex model's kind of the perfect model to introduce Hersheypark to a Giga. But again, I'm starting to daydream. Let me get back to reality. I just want to see a single rail coaster at Hershey. I really think it would liven up the coaster lineup at Hersheypark because RMC can, in my opinion, do no wrong. So any coaster they introduce to Hersheypark is a good coaster, in my opinion. I had an epiphany while editing this video, and that is if Hershey does get a single rail coaster, it would be so easy to theme it to Twizzlers because the track twists and turns and just looks like a Twizzler. Just look at this picture of an RMC single rail coaster, and now look at it, but edited red, and tell me that isn't a Twizzler coaster. It's Twizzlers. I mean, am I the greatest or am I the greatest? It's almost like they should hire me. Oh wait, my bad. They already did that. Anyways, that about does it for this video. I really appreciate y'all watching. One final thing, if you ever see me posting speculations or rumors about roller coasters on YouTube or Twitter, just know that the rattlesnake has finally taken over my brain.